Y'all, they about to garnish our wages. They really know how to just ruin your day. The U.S. government hates everybody here. Y'all, as of May 5th, they're taking 15% of your wages towards student loans. Y'all, I've been ignoring student loans since I've been in school. If y'all know how much I owe in student loan, y'all would think I went to school to be a lawyer. And it's a degree that wasn't even providing me a decent lifestyle. I was just living off vibes. So you mean to tell me I went to school and y'all lied to me? Y'all wanted me to go out there and do triple the work to get a degree. Y'all, I owe so much money. I'm in Texas, so we don't have state tax. 15%. Hell, you might as well go ahead and add 5 more.
Must be nice.
Add 10. Because that's the state tax. I cannot believe this. I just had to pull over, y'all. My head started throbbing. I'm about to get a headache. They're doing this in a couple of weeks, y'all. I gotta go do deferment. I gotta go do something, y'all. We can't get away from this. People are even already saying that their credit score has dropped from a 700 something to a 500 something. Oh my gosh, my credit score. 15%, whether you have it or not, as of May 5th. So long as you have money in your bank account, they are taking it. In fact, financial aid just called me the other day and I hung up on them. Not in the mood, don't have it. I'm living off life. I'm vibing. Mm-hmm. This man really said, you know what? Let's make the rich richer. Let's make the others poor.
Yeah, that's kind of odd. What do you mean by make the rich richer? Like, did you take the student loans from the rich? Like, how does you paying your student loans make the rich richer? I don't know. But y'all let me know down in the comments if that makes any sense to you guys. But on another note, shout out to this sister, right? Like, look at that melanated skin. She be popping out here. Beautiful, beautiful skin, not a wrinkle in sight, right? Obviously, this girl has not had a worry in the world. So I hope this doesn't really stress her out that much. As you can see, look at my forehead there. You see all my lines and everything on my forehead. You can tell that this is probably not my first rodeo, right? But yeah, like, I mean, like, this is just what adulting is, right? Like, as an adult, that's what we do, right? Like, today, I had to go vote because I'm here in Canada and I had to go to my mailbox, finally, to get, like, my tickets to be able to vote. I've been avoiding going to my mailbox, right? And then lo and behold, envelopes after envelopes after envelopes, right? So yeah, I probably got probably 100 new gray hairs. But yeah, you know what? That's the Western world for you guys, right? It's bills after bills. That's what we do here. It's back to back. They give us back to back bills for this side of the world, yeah. But you know what? Like, it's part of what you get. Like, you give and take, right? You enjoy, like, the safety and, like, the social aid that comes with that. So I think it's part of the society. And if you want to be part of society, then you just have to play ball. You can't opt out, in my opinion. You shouldn't be allowed to opt out.
Last night I had to log into my student loan account to print out the paperwork to have my taxes done today. So I got to get a glimpse of my student loan balance for the first time in, I don't know, presumably a year. I honestly don't remember knowing what I owed still. Now, for a point of reference, I graduated in 2011. Okay, so I've been making student loan payments for almost 14 years. I actually did the math. It was about 165 monthly student loan payments that I've made so far. Okay, now I went to pharmacy school. I'm a pharmacist.
Oh.
That's a doctorate degree. It took 6 years. I went to a private school, not because I wanted to, but at the time, there were only 6 schools in the state of Pennsylvania with a pharmacy program. 2 of them were state schools, 4 of them were private. Chose the school I chose because they gave me a $12,000 a year academic scholarship for the first 4 years.
Okay,
so I got
sense.
$48,000 worth of academic scholarship. So that's why I chose that school.
Okay.
So my education, even with the scholarship, cost still like $250,000, roughly. Now, I'm fortunate. My parents paid for a really good chunk of that, over $100,000. I don't remember the exact numbers, honestly, of how it all washed out. But I do know when I got my first student loan bill in the mail, well, I almost shit a brick, but my balance was like right around $125,000. Okay, 165 monthly payments on $125,000. How much do you think I still owe? $78,000.
Whoa. So wait, hold on. She owed $125,000 and has made 165 payments. So if you divide that by 12, that's over 10 years. worth of payments and she's not even paid up to half. Whoa. Either something is not adding up here. Like, I don't know if she's just paying the interest only. Like, something is not adding up here. Like, the math and, right? Because at this rate, like, this is way worse than a mortgage. She's going to be paying this forever, right? That's crazy, y'all. Like, let's hear more.
Yeah, I don't know. The math isn't mathing.
That's what I said.
Full disclosure, I did refinance at some point, which is a
there you
horrible
go.
idea.
There it is.
Like, at the time, it seems like a good idea because the monthly payments are so, like, overwhelming. But in the long run, you're screwing yourself when you refinance a student loan. You just you just are. So 165 monthly payments. I never deferred it. I never missed a payment. And I still owe $78,000. And I've been out of school for 14 years. My oldest turns 10 next week. So realistically, if she decides to go to college, I'm going to be still paying my student loans and likely still owe like $30-some thousand on my student loans when I'm trying to figure out how to pay for her college. And I don't know what the solution is to this whole situation. I don't think loan forgiveness is fair. I don't think taxpayers who didn't go to college should have to have their tax money pay off the student loans for those who did choose to go to college.
I respect this lady
I don't
for
think
that.
that's fair at all. But I do think something needs to be done because universities are charging like obscene tuition. Student loan companies are doing predatory lending to children and setting up people for like a lifetime of debt. Like, you're starting out your adult life with like crippling debt. And I don't know what the solution is here, but something is.
Yeah, you should try being an international student, right? Like, I came to Canada as an international student, and let me tell you, like, if not for my parents, I wouldn't have been able to do it, right? God bless their souls. So like 4 years of schooling, just in tuition alone, over $100K. Meanwhile, like, my peers that were Canadians, they were paying like about like a quarter of what I was paying, like about $5,000 to $6,000 a year, while I was paying over $20K. So I agree with her here, but I thought it was cheaper for citizens, but maybe that's not the case in the US. I don't know. We're here in Canada, and like I think it's pretty affordable here, to be honest. Like, you can usually get like a pretty good school at about $5,000, $6,000. At least this was way back in 2009. So maybe things have changed now, like probably inflation. Everybody wants to get paid more because everything is way more expensive. But you have to give credit to this lady here for actually taking accountability, in my opinion, right? Like, she doesn't think taxpayers should be held accountable. So yeah, she agrees that something needs to change, but it doesn't need to now fall on taxpayers. And I really respect her for saying that. And I really think as a solution to really get rid of these student loans, I think it needs to be paid aggressively. People need to be taken. Unfortunately, like, I know it's not everyone that has like the patience or like the mind for like STEM, but I really think that that's what pays the most, right? So that way you're able to pay these debts aggressively. I don't think these student loans are you're not meant to be making payday loans or interest only payments, those kind of things. I think you need to pay it off aggressively. That's the only way you're going to be able to do any real damage to it. I think if you let it linger around, like what she did, where she was refinancing it, whatever that means, because I know usually you can refinance a mortgage to take back money. So I don't know if she means that she actually got back money from her student loans. I don't know if that's what she means and why she would need that as a pharmacist, right? Because I'm pretty sure pharmacists, like the ones I know, they're like making well over 120K a year. But yeah, let me know down in the comments below. Like, as a pharmacist, like, I think you should be able to pay your student loans, in my opinion, especially getting 100K from your parents, and then also 48K in scholarships. Yeah, I think she should be able to get it done, in my opinion, especially if she's married, right? So it should be like a shared bills and everything. You should be able to make it work, in my opinion. Unless, of course, she's a single lady. I don't think life right now is meant for single people, in my opinion. I think it's meant to be lived like at least two people. And even some people now, they're going crazy, and now you're having like polyamory, right? Where you have like 3-4 people in a household, 4 income earners, because things are getting just that crazy.
You may not agree with me on this one, but I'm going to say how I feel. I don't think taxpayers should have to eat the cost for student loan debt. I don't. I went to college. I have a bachelor's degree. I have a master's degree. I took out loans. I paid my loans back. That is what one does when they are fiscally responsible. We don't just keep throwing money at a situation without addressing the problem first. If people are taking large amounts of money for student loans without having any way to pay them back, that is a problem. I understand that college is expensive. I think it's totally ridiculously expensive. But that doesn't mean that as a country, as taxpayers, we should just pay off your student loans.
Yeah.
Agree? Disagree? Let me know. I'm really intrigued to know what other people think on this one because I don't want to pay off student loan debt for other people. I paid off my own. I feel like you should pay off your own too.
Yeah, I said let me end off in like different notes, right? Because I thought this lady had a different perspective from the first two clips. So I wanted to end off on these notes. I really want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think about this one? Do you have student loans? How are you coping with your student loans? Is it manageable? Do you think that the government should be stepping in and doing more? Especially since you're working in the field and then paying taxes to the same government that are trying to garnish your wages, even though they're already taking their taxes from your income, which is another way of garnishing your income already. But I guess now this is another garnishment on top of the other garnishments. So it's like, yeah, how would you like your... it's like pick your poison, right? But yeah, like this is the life, right? You know? The spirit of Massachusetts is the spirit of America. The spirit of what's red, white, and blue. Welcome to America, fellows. This is the life. And in my opinion, it's like you know what? It's like survival of the fittest out here. But y'all let me know what you think down in the comments below. Smash that like, smash that subscribe. And until next time, peace!